River Road, you got me running way back home. River Road, you got me running all night long. You got me singing some canal boat song. River Road, you got me running all night long.
All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of Niner Nuts. I'm Dan, go by Indiana Dan on our parlay episodes, and we got the whole gang here. James is back from his sabbatical. Mr. Jimmy B here along with Eric, Mr. Easy E. Gentlemen, James, have you been gone for was it over a week or has it just been a week? Were you on?
It was over a week. I think it's over a week, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, because I know both the last weeks you missed. So yeah, no, it's been a minute. Welcome back, sir.
Yeah. So everybody knows my picks are brought to you by Perplexity. It's an AI generated like ChatGPT but with modern. I guess it takes it from this week as opposed to previous stuff. So
what do you type in when you try to get it to give you picks? What do you put? Just like what do you?
What's a good parlay week 11?
So I look up, okay, what are good high reward bets that might happen, I ask it that. And then you guys were like, we need to add money line. So I said, what are the best picks to win money line? And yeah, it's AI generated since I don't really know what I'm doing. That's proven. So I figure I asked something that's AI. So
there's no shame. I used AI to help with I used AI to help with my fantasy team. So I'm guilty of using AI too. I don't think it's the end of the world personally, but this is the first time I used AI for betting, I think, or maybe the second time.
Oh, ChatGPT won't help me with betting.
No,
really?
No, they won't.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun.
That's why Perplexity is the thing, because it'll help you with betting. I think it was actually purposely made to help people with betting.
If one doesn't work, another one's gonna pop up. This is the wild west of AI right now.
Yeah.
I am all for it, especially since I can't make. We've seen the fallout. You can't make Miyazaki cartoons anymore, at least on ChatGPT. They filed a lawsuit.
Yeah. Do you think Tom Brady has cloned himself as well as his dog?
We're not far from it if he hasn't already.
Because it just can't be about his dog. That can't be just the limits of what he's doing.
Oh, for sure. But speaking of gambling, that is what we do on our Friday episodes. That's why I have this disclaimer that I'm going to remember to put up more often. Don't take our advice as more than entertainment value. The odds came from Perplexity and DraftKings. Follow your local guidelines. Yada yada. Liability waived or not waived. No liability towards us. There we go. So there it is. Here we go. These are our picks. Obviously, these odds are subject to change. We do this for fun. Emphasis on that. So we got a lot of games to go through and not that much time. Gentlemen, our first game is the Commanders going to the Dolphins. Our single pick from this is Jalen Waddle going 50 yards. He's the number one there. And the Dolphins put up a hell of a show last week. And the Commanders, not so much. Guys, you'll have to remind me. It doesn't matter if Jaden's starting or not. Or no, his elbow. He's not playing the rest of the year probably with that elbow.
No,
so
his elbow was right at his head or something like that.
So yeah, the Commanders are in a free fall, and the Dolphins. It appears the Dolphins woke up and want to try to save Mike from going on the chopping block the way of their GM did. So I don't know. My preview of this, I think the Dolphins are going to get an easy win out of this because the Commanders just are a shell themselves. And then again, just obviously Jalen Waddle 50 yards. viewers and listeners, you'll notice a trend too. We're leaning a lot on wide receivers this week, just to preemptively spoil that. But yeah, guys, what are your thoughts on this game?
Go ahead, James.
I mean, yeah. So, I mean, Miami last week showed that they can be a football team. So, and I haven't checked like how often this hits, but I mean, yeah, the Commanders, you know, they're beat up all over the place. And so, you know, I think 50 yards from Jalen Waddle is doable against that defense.
Yeah, Waddle's hit this 5 out of the last 6 weeks. The only week that he didn't hit it was that disgusting game when they played in Cleveland a few weeks ago. But otherwise, he's been hitting this solidly and overachieving it by a lot, actually. He's been the number one receiver there ever since Tyreek went down, and they've been feeding him the ball, and he's been stepping up to the challenge. So I think this is a pretty easy task for him. I actually altered this down from, I think 70 was his actual over-under, something like that. So we moved this down a little bit to give ourselves a better opportunity to hit. Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be pretty successful. Washington's defense has been atrocious all year. They lost Lattimore last week, who hadn't been good anyways. But
I was going to say that was an accidental gain.
Yeah. But, I mean, he still probably would have ended up covering Waddle on an occasion or two. But they lost Lattimore, so their defense has not been good all season long anyway. So, and this game is in Miami, so the Dolphins do play better down there by far. So I would expect the Waddle to have a pretty decent game and easily achieve this.
Absolutely. So moving on to the next game, it's a divisional matchup between the Steelers and the Bengals. The Bengals are going to Pittsburgh, and the AFC North battles are always pretty intense. Their rivalry within their division is pretty intense, historically speaking, too. We all know the Bengals defense is terrible, but we also know the Steelers are, I don't know, Mike Tomlin likes to play down to opponents. I told you guys very explicitly I was very icky with picking this game on a money line, but Jamar Chase getting 70 yards due to some Triple Crown last year, he's finally gotten like back to that top tier fantasy form over the last couple weeks. So him hitting 70 yards is going to be a no brainer. But yeah, I don't like the Bengals do have some fight in them, even though again their defense is terrible. And then the Steelers, I don't know. I don't know. We saw the Steelers crap the bed last week against the Chargers, and I don't know. I don't like how inconsistent the Steelers are. So I don't want to pick this game in that regard, but I'm very happy with Jamar Chase, 70 yards. That's a no-brainer.
Well, I think Joe Flacco has said, I'm going to feed Jamar Chase and just rack up a bunch of yards. So that means he'll be a Pittsburgh Steeler next year, so he can complete like the whole NFC North thing. You know, he's going to go out there and just give it to Jamar Chase, get a bunch of yards, and we'll probably, I mean, we got Aaron Rodgers, you know, over 40 years old going against Joe Flacco, over 40 years old. We might get like one of those Dan Marine, Drew Bledsoe games, you know.
Who won the last time they played? Because they just played like last month, like not that long ago. It was on Thursday Night Football, if I'm not mistaken.
Flacco won.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, that was that wild. That was that wild ending to that game.
Yeah. So, I mean,
that doesn't sway me one way or the other. I still do not want to give anybody an indication that I have any confidence in one team over the other.
I just, you know, I think it'll just be yards. And I think Jamar Chase 70 is definitely hittable. So.
Yeah. I said the Bengals defense is bad, but Pittsburgh's defense is equally bad in many regards as well.
Yeah, I mean, Chase has easily gone over this total the last 5 weeks in a row. He's almost gone over 100 yards the last 5 weeks in a row. He's gone over 90 the last 5 weeks in a row. He's got 44 targets since Joe Flacco has arrived. So with those targets come a lot of yards, and should be pretty easy for him to achieve 70 receiving yards in that regard. So feeling pretty good about that. Dan, like you said, the Steelers defense not very good, and certainly not going to be able to hold Chase down. In fact, the last time that they played, which you just referenced, Chase had 16 receptions on 23 targets for 161 yards. So the idea that he should be able to go over 70 yards in this one is pretty rudimentary, I think.
I completely forgot that was his stat line at the end of that game. That's just absurd. That was chasing Brandon Marshall's record, which is what, 22 catches he had when he was a Bronco, something like that.
21 or 22, yeah.
Yeah, that's just stupid. Like this game will be very exciting to watch. I will definitely have this in my quad of games on Sunday. Let's go ahead and move on to the Bears going to Minnesota, another divisional matchup. The Vikings, yeah, the Vikings were definitely a little better with Darnold until he got hurt. JJ is going through it. He just got his tail whooped against the Ravens, or was that 2 weeks ago? I can't remember anymore. But the Bears have won either 5 of the last 6 or 6 of the last 7. Mm-hmm. And it looks like Ben Johnson's mojo is finally working with Chicago. They had that awesome comeback against the Giants, who once again crapped the bed with a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter. but that aside, I'll admit I took a little bit of coaxing. I didn't exactly like this on the onset because it's a divisional game, but no, the Bears should be able to take care of this team. It's going against Vegas, and that's bit us in the butt before, but I don't know. I feel like Chicago taking care of Minnesota. I feel like that should happen. What do you guys think?
I mean, Ben Johnson, who's now the head coach of the Bears, has a lot of familiarity going against this Vikings defense, for the last couple of years. And so, yeah, I think that gives them an edge over the fact, too, that, Caleb Williams is a second-year starter. JJ is still, only a couple of games in because he missed the entirety of last year. So, yeah, I know Vegas is calling the Vikings to win this one. But like I said, like you said, Dan, the Bears are like 6 out of their last 7 that they've won. And, they've looked pretty good for the most part, pulling out these wins. And, the Vikings, I mean, you never know what you're going to get from them week from week. But I think in this case, Ben Johnson going against the Minnesota defense for the last couple of years, I think that will really help the Bears, and they'll pull this out.
Yeah, if you remember, the Bears did lose to the Vikings already week 1 against them in that game where McCarthy looked absolutely like trash for 3 quarters and then came alive in the fourth quarter, and kind of pulled the Vikings up to victory in that game. So, I mean, it's really hard to beat a team twice in the same season. So I think that leads a little bit more credence to the fact that the Bears have a chance to win this game. The Bears have been playing better football recently. Dan, like you were saying, they have won 6 of their last 7, have been winning tough games and been pulling out victories by the skin of their teeth as well. Meanwhile, the Vikings, on the other hand, they have not been so good. They have only won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have only won 2 of their last 6. And one of those was against the Browns. They did somehow beat the Lions, which I don't really understand how that happened. But the Vikings are just not good right now. McCarthy hasn't shown that he can play in the NFL yet. He's looked lost and confused in a lot of games. I've watched a handful of their games on Sundays, and he just doesn't really look comfortable back there and doesn't look like he's making really good decisions and things like that. And I think Chicago's got the edge in this game. And I think what you said, James, there, Ben Johnson knows how to play against this Vikings team and how to scheme against them. And I think that he had a good game plan in the first game. And they just fluky luck lost that game. And so I don't think that they'll let that happen again. So I would expect a Bears victory in this one.
Let's not forget this Bears defense is pretty opportunistic. They're up there with the Jaguars, and I can't remember who the actual number one team is now, but they're up there in takeaways. Like if JJ makes a bad read, this Bears team does like to create havoc and turn the ball over. So that plays into the Bears' favor for sure, because this is not the team that they played in week one in Minnesota's point of view. The Chicago team is a lot better than they were in week one.
Yeah. And the Bears had a pick 6 on McCarthy in week one as well.
Oh, wow. That's impressive that you got a pick 6 and you still lost.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, let's go Bears. Make my dad happy. We're moving on to lots of divisional games this weekend. I noticed the Ravens are going to muggy old Cleveland, and that Cleveland defense is ran very, very, very well by I always call him Dewey. Remind me his real name.
Jim Schwartz.
Does he not look like Dewey a little bit from Malcolm in the Middle?
Yeah.
I always think he does for some reason, but no, he's running a very good defense, but that offense is just not that good. But the Ravens, obviously, we don't need to beat a dead horse. They've been very much underachieving this year. Derrick Henry's not even in the top 5 of rushing. But as long as Lamar Jackson plays in this game, actually, I'll retract that. The Ravens just should be able to take care of Cleveland, even in Cleveland. Like, it might be a low-scoring, ugly game, but yeah, the Ravens are 400-point favorites for a reason. There's absolutely no reason. I think there should be some serious conversations if they actually blow this, even though it's a division game. But aside, moneyline Ravens, duh. What do you guys think?
I mean, is Derrick Henry like 72 yards away from matching his high school total? Is that where we're at right now?
He did that last week.
Oh, he did that. So he's
yeah, he matched that last week. It was like, what was it, 70 some games versus what he did in high school in like 40.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's just insane that it took him 10 years to meet his high school.
Oh yeah, way more. Total. Sorry, 10 years to do what he did in 4 in high school.
That's crazy.
I mean, I think that that'll probably be the formula. Even if Lamar Jackson's in this game is going to be the feed. King Henry in this. And so I think the Ravens should easily win this game. Not only, do they have Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson, but the Browns, who's their quarterback?
Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, they're still riding Gabriel for a little bit.
Yeah, they don't know what's going on there with their quarterback situation. They had a good quarterback in Baker Mayfield, and they got rid of him for Mr. Happy Ending, and then he's just that just turned out to be the worst thing possible to happen to their organization, and they're trying to dig themselves out of that hole.
And then they gave up on Joe Flacco like 6 weeks into the season, and now he's like on fire with Cincinnati. So,
yeah, I mean, they don't know. I mean, they don't know what they're doing at quarterback at all. And so, as long as the defense is just going to have to win games for them, but given the fact that the Ravens have Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, on offense, that'll be enough. To where, I don't think Cleveland's offense is really going to do much in this game.
Yeah, I mean, the Browns lost to a team that passed for 54 total yards last week in the Jets. So, I mean, you're facing a Lamar Jackson-led Ravens team that's going to put a lot more offensive pressure on you than that. They lost to them in week 2, 41-17. I don't really see a scenario or any sort of situation where the Browns are able to do anything to change that in this particular game. I mean, if you look back at the scores throughout the Browns season so far, They've topped 20 points twice all season long. That's it. So they're just not going to be able to score enough to keep up with the Ravens, period. So this is going to be an easy win for the Ravens. I mean, it might look ugly for a little while just because it's a divisional matchup and a divisional game, but the Ravens are eventually going to pull away.
Yeah, I completely agree. I'm sure Cleveland's going to find a way to make them sweat a little bit, but not enough to like actually make this game truly competitive.
I mean, Cleveland's defense is legit. I mean, that'll be the only thing that I'll give them credit for. I mean, their defense is actually really, really good, but it's not going to be enough to hold the Ravens down. I mean, it's when your offense goes 3 and out, 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 3 and out,
yeah,
constantly, and you're just putting the other team's offense back out there, the defense eventually just gets worn down, and that's what happens in Cleveland all the time.
That's what happens to us every now and then.
Yeah.
I think with that, we're pretty settled on that game. The next one is our first game with 2 picks, and it's another divisional game. The Texans are going to Tennessee to face the lowly Titans, who are clearly the front runners for Tank Bowl, the number 1 pick again. The Texans, they've had some grit. I almost dropped an F-bomb, but like they got some freaking grit to them. They're starting to get some mojo going. They're trying desperately to get a wild card spot. Like, good luck getting the division against the Colts, unless Daniel Jones keeps throwing 3 picks a game. But no, the Texans got some grit to them, and the Titans just nothing. So, keeping with the wide receivers, Nico Collins, their number 1, going 40 yards, and the Texans getting this win. This will be a very comfortable win for them, and Nico should be fed a lot because, again, what can you say? The Titans are just bad, top to bottom. Thank God they fired their coach. Like, there's nowhere to go else but up next year. So just go ahead and start playing accordingly, I guess. What do you guys think?
Well, so I found this out this week that for some reason Mosaic hasn't even put a rookie card shield on Cam Ward's rookie cards. I don't know why, but I guess maybe that they even realize even if they put RC on the card, still nobody's going to want it. So like
poor kid. His team is that bad. He can't get his freaking God. That sucks.
It's just on Mosaic. I haven't seen other like on Don Russ, or I think on Don Russ and Tops or whatever, he's got a rookie shield, but definitely not a Mosaic. People have been pushing that around. They're like, hey, anybody notice Cam Ward doesn't have a rookie shield in his Mosaic card? And apparently, it's on all of them. They did not put a rookie shield on this card, and so which I find hilarious. But anyway, the Texans, like you said, Dan, have a lot of grit. It may not be, the greatest pool of talent, but I just think the talent on their team is better than the talent on the Titans team. And just, the Titans have been in this, perpetual, quarterback, Rolodex or whatever you want to call it. So I just think that Houston, they have more talent. They have the better coach, and they should absolutely win this game.
Yeah, Nico Collins has hit this line 6 out of 8 weeks so far. So feeling pretty confident that he'll be able to hit it in this particular week. When they played the Titans last time, he had 4 receptions, 6 targets, 79 yards. So easily crossed it last time. Incidentally, the Texans beat them 26-0 last time. So it was a complete total domination. I actually remember watching that game. It was ugly. I don't know what analysis you can do other than just that the Texans are, at least a pretty decent team, even with General Mills in there. Defensively, because Stroud is out again. Defensively, they're near the top of the league in the NFL. And then offensively, Mills isn't terrible. So he's able to at least conduct the offense.
He led a double-digit comeback against the Jaguars. Like, yeah, they were at home, but I mean, that's not nothing.
No. So I mean, he's able to at least run that offense competently, and that's all that it's going to take to beat this Tennessee Titans team because they're just abjectly horrible. So I would expect this to be a very easy win for the Texans.
Absolutely. I saw the last. I've seen a bit of the Texans lately because of our game, and then I saw them go to the wire against Denver. Like, D'Amico Ryan's doing a hell of a job for a team that kind of stumbled out of the gate trying to make a comeback.
Yeah.
All right. So our next game is another 1:00 game. For once, not a divisional game. The Packers are going to MetLife, the dreaded MetLife Stadium, to play the Giants, and they're playing Jameis Winston, baby. I get very happy whenever Jameis is playing. Oh, can you check 506 or 509, whatever, and see who's calling this game? Because if Kevin is calling this game, I might just blow this up, like, or at least leave the sound on there. But the Giants, they're fresh off of firing Brian Dable. The Jameis Winston is going to start this game. The Packers want to make up for that embarrassment of a loss they had against the Eagles, and they lost their number one receiving target in their tight end. That was a real tragedy for them, for the Packers. So leaning on Josh Jacobs to help carry them in a victory against the Giants, who should be very, very beatable for how talented this Packers team still is, even though there's been a little bit of questions about, he looks like Ryan Reynolds, but I forget their coach's name already.
Mike Kafka?
No, the Packers quarterback. He looks like Ryan Reynolds. But,
Jordan Love?
Coach.
Matt LaFleur.
There we go. But yeah, no, there's been questions about Matt LaFleur, like being able to steer the ship a little longer, which I think is I think that's a little wild. I think that's, calm down, guys. He's been doing fine. This is just a rough patch. But anyway, we all agree Josh Jacobs getting an anytime touchdown is very likely. Same with the Packers pulling out the win on this.
Definitely Josh Jacobs getting a touchdown, because even though the Packers only scored 7 points last week, that 7 points came from a Josh Jacobs touchdown. I mean, this game could be interesting. This could be a possible, trap game for the Packers too, because like they're coming in, Dable is fired, and now they got Kafka, and we've seen at times that, in these situations, somehow it happens that every once in a while, the team that looks like it's on the ropes will come out with a new fire or whatever and just take it to the team that's supposed to win. That being said, the Packers are still a tough team. They got Jordan Love. The Giants are really bad. And so, I mean, taking the Packers as money line, that's what it's there for. So I guess, taking the Packers, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if somehow the Giants won this game behind Jameis Winston and Mike Kafka calling the shots, but we'll see. Especially after like the sequence at the end of that Packers game, like this past Sunday, like just how that all happened, where, the Eagles call timeout and McManus gets a practice kick and they realize, oh my gosh, he needs a little bit more, couple yards. So they send the offense back on there, but Jordan Love can't execute it. And he just overthrows the guy. And they're like, well, I guess we just got to trot him back out here and see, if he can get that extra yard or whatever, and be like, and then, and of course, like he's probably like leaning back. He's like, oh, great, I got to really kick this hard. And then that all happened. So
did that get blocked? Did that get blocked, or did he just shank it that bad?
He shanked it that bad. Like it did not get blocked.
And I literally thought that got blocked. It just sailed so hard to the left.
I haven't heard anything about it being blocked. When I saw it, it didn't look blocked. It just looked like, he felt like he had to like put everything that he could into it and forgot, hey, I also got to keep form, and he just boom, tanked it all the way over, and that's what it looked like to me. And like
that was
like
that was horrific. That was a terrible kick.
And you know, just like I said, you know, I mean, it is the Giants, and you know, we've seen the Giants, you know, under Dable blow every 10-point lead that they ever had, and so like. Yeah, this could be an interesting game. I definitely just think Josh Jacobs will score a touchdown anytime. Packers winning is going to be a little bit close, but if you're asking me to choose who you think will win, I would have to pick the Packers.
Yeah, so Jacobs has scored in every single game this season except for the one in Cleveland that they lost earlier this season. So he's got 11 touchdowns on the season. So feeling pretty good that he's going to punch one in here against the Giants as well. Would be a surprise if he didn't. I'm a little upset that we didn't bet Jameis Winston to throw an interception. That was one of the ones that I put as a suggestion earlier on. We didn't take that one, so I'm a little bummed that we didn't stick with that one because he's going to throw a pick. But I
low-key regret that now too.
Yeah, I thought we had picked it, but I guess we didn't.
So that's all right. We'll get it next week.
Yeah, no, he's going to play next week unless he throws 5 picks.
Yeah,
which is possible.
I mean,
that's the fun of Jameis Winston.
we could probably still bet that he walks into a shop right and buys crab legs.
Yeah, probably.
I'm mad. Kevin's doing the Cincy and Pittsburgh game.
Yeah.
This one's going to be the debut of Drew Brees, though.
Yeah. I think Jacobs is going to score in this game. I think the Packers are going to win. I think James, your points are valid. I think there's definitely a situation in which the Giants could win. I mean, like you said, you know, there's often times where an interim coach, a new coach, kind of takes over and kind of kickstarts and jumpstarts the team a little bit, and especially with the change at quarterback and things like that. I think you get a possibility of kind of creating some sort of a spark there. But I think when the rubber meets the road, I think the Packers just have too much on both sides of the ball for the Giants to be able to keep up. The Giants don't really have very much talent on the offensive side of the ball. They're okay on the defensive side of the ball, but I think if the Packers just play at least competently, they can win this game.
Yep.
Dan,
you're on mute.
Sorry, I was gonna say one last note, and then we got to get to these last games. Kafka looks like a supervillain, and I would hate to make that guy mad because I bet it would be absolutely terrifying. He scares me. He was a candid picture of him is horrifying, dude.
Just so you know, he was drafted by Andy Reid into the league, and so I mean, Andy Reid. He when he likes somebody at quarterback for whatever reason, and we were all thinking, why did he pick Mike Kafka? But I think Mike Kafka is the type of guy that somehow makes it in the NFL as a coach. Like, he just looks the part. His football career looks the part. The fact that he just floated from team to team as a backup, and after about 4 years was just like, yeah, screw it, I'll coach. And now he's the interim head coach for the Giants, and yeah, I mean, maybe
I'm gonna find the scariest looking picture of him for this thumbnail now. Well, let's get going to these last two games. The next one I think is a contender for game of the week. Yes, they are in our division, and I wish they would both lose. That aside, taken at face value, the Seahawks and the Rams are playing each other for the division lead. This is the first time they've seen each other 11 weeks into the season, and the stakes are this high. Seahawks are currently first. Rams are right behind them, fresh off a win against us. The Seahawks are fresh off an absolute ass whipping against the Cardinals. And Matt Stafford currently is the front runner for MVP because Daniel Jones crapped the bed, and we're never going to give it to a running back. Sorry, Jonathan Taylor. And the Seahawks have been playing really damn good football too. Since that first week when they didn't look great against us, they've been playing so much better. And we're writing the wide receivers in this. JSN and Puka Nacua. Jackson's going to go over 70. Puka was going to go over 60. Because Puka hit 65 against us, or did he hit 70?
60 something, yeah.
Okay. But I'm writing the excitement on this. I think this game is going to be fireworks. I think this is going to have a lot of yards. Defense need not apply. I am very, very excited to see how this game goes. Like, because I do want to see how the rest of our competition looks, because we've already played the Rams twice. We don't play the Seahawks again until week 18. But I don't know. The separating the Niners fan from this, like, this objectively could be a really, really effing exciting game. And I can't wait. I don't know who's going to win it. I'm not predicting that, but JSN and Puka are both going to have pretty productive days, I suspect. I think there's going to be a lot of offense. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I would agree. I think this game has the potential for a ton of offense, going into it. And, like, Puka and Jackson are the number one receivers on both those teams. Sam Darnold,
JSN currently leads the league too.
Yeah, and Sam Darnold and Matt Stafford. For some reason, Matt Stafford doesn't really look like he's showing any signs of aging. I just keep every year, because I hear that he's still playing. I'm like, when's this guy gonna have a rubber noodle arm and not do anything anymore? Because he won the Super Bowl with the Rams 4 years ago, and at that point, he was old, we were like, and now 4 years later, he's still slinging it, and it's just like, okay, is this guy ever gonna die? It just seems that way. So he's still on point. Sam Darnold, realized, last year that he could, if in the right offense, he could throw up numbers. And so, yeah, I think a lot of offense, and, JSN and Puka Nacua will be the recipients of, most of the targets and yards in this game.
Doesn't Matthew Stafford right now have literally 29 touchdowns to 3 picks or something like that?
25-2.
Nasty.
Yeah.
So that must have been 21 touchdowns without, or I can't remember what it was. He's had some absurd touchdown to interception ratio over the last month.
Yeah.
JSN's gone over this mark every single game this season. He hasn't gone under 79 yards in any game this entire season. He's blown past 70 yards, quite honestly, in every single game. His next lowest game is 93, and that was just this past weekend versus Arizona, when he probably didn't even play for the fourth quarter. So feeling very confident about his ability to go over 70 yards. Puka Nacua, he's gone over 60 yards in every single game this season except for one, and that was the game that he got hurt versus Baltimore.
Devontae might be hurt in this game too. He might be limited because he hurt something against us.
Yeah. That wasn't his pride, but he hurt something. But Nakua is going to probably easily go over this mark too. His lowest output was just the game against us of 64 yards, but otherwise his next lowest output, in the one game he got hurt, he only had 28 yards. But his next lowest output was 91 yards. 85. So he's very likely to go over this total as well. James, to your point, Stafford's 37 years old. So he was indeed old already in football terms when he won the Super Bowl before. But he's playing at a high level now. And to both of you guys' points, I think this game will be a shootout. The over on this game is only 48.5. Really surprised that it's that low. I would think it would be a lot higher than that, but
over, baby. We're going over that.
I would think so. But I think both these guys will usually hit this target. I mean, they're the number one options on both their offenses and what's sure to be a high scoring shootout of a game, I would think.
I muted my mic when you made that great crack about Devontae Adams. I just want you to know I did hear that. I was just muted. that was very, very funny. Do we have any other notes on this game before getting to our last one?
No.
All right. Well, that's going to be. Oh, I can't wait for that. I know we're going to be playing during that. We're going to be playing the Cardinals during that, but I suspect, yeah, this will be a game of the week candidate probably. Unlike our last game, which is on. Is this Monday Night Football? Yeah, I can read. Monday Night Football is going to Vegas, and the Cowboys are going to be facing the Raiders. Oh, what did you guys watch that disaster that was the Raiders against the Broncos? That was just. No. I mean, I admire Geno Smith for toughing that game out as much as he did, like, because he clearly was playing hurt, like, not like I'm a little sore, like, dude was getting his tail whipped, and we'll see. I'm assuming he's still playing. I don't follow the Raiders news that close though, but the Raiders just, I feel bad for Raiders fans. They are going through it this year, and the Cowboys offense is really, really good. CeeDee Lamb should definitely hit 60 yards. The Cowboys should definitely win this without really breaking a sweat, even on the road. I would not be surprised if they decide to call the Pete Carroll experiment over and fire him one season into his big contract. Honestly, I think this season's been that bad for Vegas. But yeah, Cowboys win. CD, he's going to have another baller game, and he better, because my fantasy team needs it.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Well, I secretly think Tom Brady's trying to make a clone of himself so that they can play for the Raiders. I mean, that's the only way the Raiders are ever going to be relevant again, if Tom Brady allows his clone self to be drafted by the Raiders. Like, that's the only way the Raiders are going to be relevant. The Raiders are awful. They've been this awful organization for a while. It's silly, like, just how bad they've been, through draft picks and all these other trades and everything that goes on with them. And yeah, like, I don't like rooting for the Cowboys. Secret, we're probably not going to hit on something else, so this game won't matter.
They're not going to need much of our rooting to make sure they win this game. I can promise you we can ignore this game and they'll probably win.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, knowing my luck, because every week something else happens. By the time the last game comes around, we can't hit anything, and this will be the 1 week where we hit everything, and it'll be like, gosh darn it, I gotta root for the Cowboys.
It ends up literally like the Denver game, and like it's 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and it's still tied at 7. It's like, what the hell's happening?
Yeah, and I've always questioned too, like, CeeDee Lamb, like, growing up, how many like CD nuts jokes he did, like how, like, you get that name and you grow up in an era, where that was like a thing.
Yeah.
Like I want to hear it from him. How often he heard that? Like, was it every day from kindergarten all the way up until senior year? But
who had more dick jokes, him or Michael Penix? That's a real question.
Yeah. So 60 yards for CD against the Raiders, like that just seems too easy. And the Cowboys will most likely win this game, unless they do some sort of cowboy thing. But for the most part, I mean, yeah, these are solid bets, even though I'm not a big Cowboys
fan. So CD's only played 6 games this season because he was hurt for a little while. But outside of the game in which he got hurt, he's cleared 60 easily in every single game. His lowest total is 74 yards. So getting over 60 should be fairly academic for him in this particular game. Like you guys have talked about, the Raiders are not good. Offensively, they stink. They don't have any weapons other than Brock Bowers. Geno Smith has not looked like the answer in Las Vegas in terms of the quarterback position. And then defensively, outside of Max Crosby, they don't have anybody else on defense either. Cowboys offense, like it or not, is really good. They're very talented with CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. And then Dak, during the regular season, he's a pretty fantastic quarterback. So, I mean, they're going to pile up the points and probably wall up the Raiders pretty extensively in this particular matchup. Their defense, though, is not good. So I can see where the Raiders are going to have the potential to at least score and have some opportunities to put some points on the board. But I just can't see them keeping it close with this Cowboys team. So I think the Cowboys will easily pull off the win, and CD is going to easily get over 60 yards.
I'm going to jump in front of the stray that you threw at Ashton Genty because he is a very good running back. He's just on a very bad team. I'll give him some credit.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not helping my fantasy team very much currently because he's stuck on a putrid team. But
that won't run the ball in the second half when the score gets out of hand.
Yeah. So
I mean, they might want to clone a couple offensive linemen to maybe Barry Sanders, clone him, to get the Raiders to be relevant again.
Not a bad idea.
Tom Brady can clone things,
right?
Yeah, this should be interesting, to see what comes out of all of that.
Right. I just wanted to show, just based on these odds are they are from today when we're taping 11/13. They are subject to change, but if you want to follow along with us, at least this is when we locked it in again on the 13th. We are just goofing around, having fun. We are not responsible for loss of equity, I guess.
I'm not responsible for anything.
Yeah, for real.
I'm barely responsible for myself.
I know, right?
Well, with that, that is our parlay picks and our somewhat preview, not the entire weekend, but a pretty damn good preview of the weekend coming. And now we have to give a shout out to our sponsors at RoyalRetros.com. What is Royal Retros? It's your go-to place to get yourself an authentic throwback jersey, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, or any of the major sports. They got you covered. All of us Bay Area fans need to check out the Candlestick collection. It's curated with us in mind. They got baseball Giants gear. They got 49ers gear. When you find something you like, whether it's there or anywhere else inside the store, use the promo code Shady Sports and you'll get 10% off of the entire order, not just select items, not just specialties. Whatever is in your cart, you'll get 10% off with the promo code Shady Sports. It helps us out. It helps out all of the programming in the family of shows in the Shady Sports Network. Shout out to our awesome EP Sam for hooking us up with Royal Retros to get you this promo code. Again, use the promo code Shady Sports to get 10% off of your entire order at RoyalRetros.com. Get yourself an authentic throwback jersey today. Jimmy B, the t-shirts. I don't have to talk about them this week because you're back. let the people know about them.
This is Dan's favorite part of the show now.
So yeah, we've been raising money for Mountain Comprehensive Care Centers in Kentucky by selling our t-shirts. Basically stating that owner standards are not to what player standards are. And once again, you probably haven't heard. John Gruden versus the NFL is going on right now. It has been told that it is going to go to court. So we're all hoping that John Gruden can be the hero that basically helps 650,000 emails between the Commanders and everybody else in the league come to light, and let's see what's on there, because I guarantee there's stuff on there that ended up on the 31-team blackmail PowerPoint. If you want to know what that is, check it out on ESPN. But basically, it leads all to that the owners, even though the NFL said that they have higher standards than players, all these things that I'm talking about right now, you probably haven't really heard of, because with the way the owners drown the media, I guess that's what we would have to say. So you will hear a player get in trouble. 30 seconds later, it's all over the news. We have video. We have all these things to show us what the player did. But these owners somehow are going under the limelight, and we're all rooting for John Gruden to just blow it up. Anyway, We're selling t-shirts. All the proceeds go to Mountain Comprehensive Care Centers. Here's our statement. Owner standards are less than player standards. Hashtag owner accountability. You can get that in different colors, different styles, and different sizes. $22.99 starts with a t-shirt. Next up, we have our podcast logo art. You'll find this wherever you see our profile picture, like on YouTube or wherever you listen to us on podcasts. You'll find that there. $22.99 gets you that in a t-shirt, and we have that in different styles and different sizes. Next up, we have our alternate logo podcast art. $22.99 gets you that in a t-shirt, and we have different colors, different styles, and different sizes of that. And last but not least, how can you say no to our mascot? Our Niner Nut eating nuts while sitting on the couch, cheering on the San Francisco 49ers. $22.99 gets you that in a t-shirt. Donate to Mountain Comprehensive Care Centers today.
Yes, everyone. The link to the Bonfire Shop is in the show notes, as well as a link to Mountain Comprehensive Care Center if you want more information about them. Shirts are made to order. You just, like you said, pick your style and your size and your color, and you'll get a cool shirt and know that you are helping a family in need. All our proceeds are going to them. So with that, while we are taping, the Patriots and the Jets, right? Yeah. Patriots, Jets, they're kicking off in their rivalry uniform, and I low-key want to see how those look in person.
The Patriots uniform looks dope, man.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it really does. And that's our one non-evergreen note for the episode. Eric, we got some exciting injury updates for our little prayer to beat the Cardinals. You want to tell everybody about that?
Purdy's coming back. Purdy's going to play on Sunday. So Kyle's confirmed Purdy's good to go. So he'll be out there on Sunday.
But do you guys really want that? I mean, Mac Jones has been, pretty solid.
Yeah, I'm fine with Purdy coming back.
If Purdy has been held back to be at 100%, I am perfectly fine with it. Purdy is more mobile. He slings it still as well as Mac. Neither of them really have like a cannon for like deep balls, but we don't really try to go for the deep ball that much anyway. So we've seen Purdy at his ceiling. He can read it and rip it just as good as Mac. I'm all for it. And Ricky's going to come back too, apparently, as long as he doesn't have a setback tomorrow, or today when people are listening to this. So Ricky coming back, Purdy coming back. This is pretty exciting. And Marvin Harrison Jr. is not playing for the Cardinals, so that sucks. He had appendicitis. I really hope he recovers well. But yeah, that's going to help us, and we're going to need it because low-key, Jacoby Brissett's a better quarterback than Kyler Murray.
There's nothing low-key about that. I think everybody realizes that at this point in time.
I mean,
it's just hard to admit it when you're paying the one guy $47 million.
Yeah, for real.
Like, they should just cut their losses with Kyler, let him become, a video game professional. I'm like,
he'll make more money than being a quarterback, ironically.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's insane. Like, if you're now the way that they have professional video gamers and stuff like that, like, why does he need to get beat up as an NFL quarterback if he can literally just be good enough to make the same amount of money sitting at home and playing Call of Duty? Like it just doesn't make any freaking sense, that he, like, I don't get it. Like, if I were him, I'd just say, you know what, I'm done taking a beating, playing for this trash organization, and I'm just gonna go, become a professional video gamer. I mean, he's good enough to do it. I mean, we all know that, right? So yeah. I mean, so yeah, that's, if I were him, that's what I'd do. I'd say, you know what, my true calling is not football. It's Call of Duty.
Gannon's had plenty of time to work with him. They know each other pretty well at this point. I think it's time for Gannon to get his own quarterback, so to say, and like start to mold him and try to get, because that defense is not terrible. Like, Arizona's been in more games than not, and then just whatever circumstances play out, they still lose. But the foundation is there. I think the writing's on the wall that they're done with Murray and it's time for a quarterback that can mold with Gannon a little better.
Go ahead, Eric.
He doesn't seem to be able to elevate the team. I mean, as a quarterback, you need to be able to elevate the team and make the team better from your position. I mean, that's something that always, that Brady was able to do, that Manning was able to do, that Breeze was able to do, that all the real great quarterbacks that were able to do that. Stafford, we're talking about him earlier, that he's able to do is he elevates and makes the team better, right? So, I mean, you put him out there with whomever, and he's able to make those players on that team and make the offense better. And so, I mean, that's something that Kyler Murray has shown he's not able to do so far in his career. Is he just goes out there and he just plays the quarterback position and just does it, and it doesn't elevate the rest of his team in any way.
Well, it's hard to elevate the rest of the team when you need
You're
a
gonna make
step ladder to look over your line. How can you elevate anybody else when you, in fact, need to be elevated just to see who you're throwing to?
Eric, the fruit was there, and James was too tempted.
As soon as the words came out of my mouth, I was like, "Oh, I just gave this to James."
I mean, I don't blame James. I mean, there's nothing. What else can you say about Kyler than just short jokes? Like if he was better, I'd say, come on, we're classier. But when you kind of suck at quarterback, like because we played against Jacoby Brissett, and he was pretty damn good. Like, I don't know if they'll re-sign him.
Jacoby Brissett's a good enough backup. I mean, he can come in. He's kind of solid in that manner. Like,
the Cardinals should be knocking on our door to try and trade for Mac Jones over the offseason.
Yeah. We've moved, like, the league has just moved on from Kyler Murray. Like, and it just,
Someone else will take
baseball, like
oh yeah, he'll still be in the league for a couple of years.
He'll probably do something, but I mean, it just come on, like the Cardinals knew what they were doing when they gave him that money because they put a homework clause in his contract, right? Like they knew what they were getting themselves into. They knew we're getting a guy that's really not all that into it, And they still gave him all this money and did all of this. And it's just, it's.
So we're all in agreement. This should knock on wood, should be a nice homecoming, or not homecoming, but it should be a good bounce back. Like, welcome back Purdy, welcome back Ricky, and be a nice little springboard for this not fully cushy, but pretty winnable string of games leading up into the Colts.
I mean, the Cardinals always play us tough for some strange reason. I mean, that's the only thing that gives me hesitation is like you always have like the weird matchup, like, Philly and the Cowboys. You guys always play each other tough. Doesn't matter what the circumstances are. You guys always play each other tough. It's just how the games go, right? I mean, one team could be really good. One team could be really bad. It doesn't matter. You guys play each other, and it's always a battle no matter what. And for some reason, our the Cardinals seem to be our kryptonite for whatever reason. Whenever we play the Cardinals, it's always a struggle for some strange reason.
Except on a neutral site in Mexico when we absolutely whip their ass.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the only thing that gives me hesitation in this particular game. And the fact that Brissett is not bad. But having Marvin Harrison Jr. out certainly limits what they're going to be able to do. So if we can just take McBride out of the game, then they don't really have anything else to go on offensively. And I think that that'll be the scheme that Saleh goes for. So I think that it should be a good win for the Niners. They should be able to pull it off in a convincing fashion. And yeah, Dan, I think you're right. It should kick off kind of this 4-game stretch where the Niners should be able to get some good solid wins under their belt.
Yeah, it should. We'll want to be in a good mood because the game after that is Monday Night Football. And hopefully the YouTube TV spat is over by then because that would help me out quite a bit because I am a victim to that right now. so that kind of sucks. But we'll worry about
Fubo gives a free 1-week trial.
I'm gonna upgrade I'll upgrade my ESPN for 1 month if I have to because right now I'm on the ESPN that's not full access. If push comes to shove, I'll upgrade that for 1 month and then go back down. Just good timing for us. We're on Monday night in 2 weeks, but
it might be on ABC as well.
That's the thing. YouTube doesn't have either.
Oh, okay.
YouTube doesn't have any Disney-owned property right now.
Just buy an antenna.
I have a better chance of getting a signal here than the last place I lived where I tried to do an antenna. I told you about that basement I lived in.
Yeah.
Anyway, I missed who's actually calling our game. I like to call out who's calling our game.
Oh, it's Johnson. I got it right here. Kevin Kugler and Daryl Johnston.
Oh, they're not bad. They're good. I like Kevin and Daryl.
Yep, me too.
Sweet. Well, all right. Well, with that, that is all we got for this week. We will be back on Tuesday to talk about how things went against Arizona. And yeah, just cheer loud and proud. We got to have a nice little bounce back after that Rams game. Jimmy, get us out of here.
Outro music, River Road, Justin Muth.
All right, guys.
Later.
Let's beat the Cardinals. See you next week.
River Road, you got me running way back home. River Road, you got me running all night long. You got me singing some canal boat song. River Road, you got me running all night long. River Road, where have all the women gone? Have they kissed her hand and waved you bye-bye? Have they thought about crossing your double yellow lines? River Road, they love the way you whine and cry.